In 1976, David Bowie left Los Angeles and moved to Berlin. Bowie had finally become a superstar in the US, but his cocaine-fueled lifestyle, combined with a diet of green peppers and milk, were beginning to take its toll. Knowing he had to leave before the drugs killed him, he decided to move to the heroin capital of Europe. If that wasn't crazy enough, he even brought Iggy Pop with him. And this is the street entrance to the simple apartment that Bowie shared with Iggy Pop, and where he wrote the songs that would appear on the Berlin trilogy of albums. It's quite a lifestyle change for Bowie, because he came from America, where he would be recognised everywhere he went, and then he came to Berlin, where he could live pretty much anonymously. The only people that recognised him were the beatniks and hipsters, and they were far too cool to make a fuss. This wasn't here last time. I think this was put up, yeah, it was. It was put up just after he died. So just a couple of doors down from the apartment is the Café News Ufer. It opened in 1977 as Anderes Ufer, and it was the first gay and lesbian cafe in Europe which could be looked in from the outside. The cafe was a regular haunt for both Bowie and Iggy Pop, and I've just walked 40 minutes to come and have a drink here, and the bloody thing's closed. According to Google Maps, it's open on July the 15th. I said after an 8-month break we're preparing everything and looking forward to seeing you again soon. We look forward to your visit. Very nice if it told you when that would be. And this is the studio where Bowie recorded much of that great music, working with Brian Eno and Tony Visconti on the albums Heroes and Low. During a break in recording, Bowie looked out from the studio window and caught Visconti standing by the Berlin Wall, sharing an illicit kiss with his secret girlfriend. And that inspired him to write the lyrics, "I can remember standing by the wall, and the guns shot above our heads, and we kissed as though nothing could fall." So this place on the left, which is now a shisha bar, Exilva, and that is where Bowie, Brian Eno and Iggy Pop would shoot pool between recording sessions. Bowie described it as like another living room, except the company was always changing. So coming up on our left hand side now is a place called Paris Bar, which was a favourite haunt of Bowie and Iggy, and also been visited by Yoko Ono, Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, Madonna and Jack Nicholson. And Bowie once said that they saved the best steak fries in the world. And that's this place. So this place was another of Bowie and Iggy Pop's favourite venues. Punk Club, which opened in the 70s and rivaled CBGB's as one of the best punk and new wave venues in the world. Unlike CBGB's, it's still open. Just not at 5:30. This is Bahnhof Zoo, which is the setting of the 1978 book Wir Kinder vom Bahnhof Zoo, We Children from Zoo Station. Became a bestseller in Germany, dramatised in the period of the late 1970s, and the rear of the station, which is here, was the meeting point for rent boys, teen runaways and drug addicts. It was made into a film, Christiana F, in which Christiana was a huge Bowie fan and was also a drug addict. and Bowie appeared in the film, one of his concerts. So let's go down and have a look, see if it's changed. So in 1987, David Bowie wrote his Glass Spider tour to the Reichstag. So the stage was set up here and there were thousands of people in attendance, and there's a rumour that they turned, I guess it would be that side, the speakers on one side of the stage, they turned it that way so it faced the east, so that the thousands that were gathering on the east side of the wall could hear the music. And Bowie dedicated Heroes to all our friends on the other side of the wall. On January the 8th, 2013, on his 66th birthday, David Bowie released the single Where Are We Now? His first release in 10 years, it took the world by complete surprise. There was no indication that Bowie had recorded new material. Unusually for Bowie, this was a reflective song looking back at the time he spent in Berlin. Bowie, it seemed, was accepting his own mortality.
Had to get the train from Potsdamer Platz.
In David Bowie's single Where Are We Now?, Bowie wrote that we had to take the train from Potsdamer Platz. However, this would have been impossible. When Bowie lived in Berlin, trains went through Potsdamer Platz station, but they did not stop. It was known as a ghost station, and it didn't open until 1992. So next up on our David Bowie tour is the Ellington Hotel, which was built in 1931. And it hosted concerts by Louis Armstrong, Ella Fitzgerald and Duke Ellington in the legendary Bader Vane Club. And in the 70s, it was home to the Jungle Club. And so we're on Nürnberger Straße now. So the Jungle Club and Nürnberger Straße were both mentioned in David Bowie's song Where Are We Now?
Sitting in the jungle, Nürnberger Straße. A man lost in time near Cardiff.
Right, this is Cardiff, that Bowie referenced in his song. It's known as the Harrods of Berlin. And before the wall came down, it was the symbol of Western capitalism. It was one of the first places that East Berliners would visit after being allowed in the West.
20,000 people, the crossbows they broke it.
So this bridge was one of the border crossings between East Berlin and West Berlin between 1961 and 1990. And in David Bowie's song Where Are We Now?, when he sings 20,000 people crossed Bosebrücke, he's referring to the night of 9th of November 1989, after East Germany wrongly announced that the borders had been removed. Thousands of people gathered at Bosebrücke Bridge demanding to be let through, and after around 3 hours the guards raised the barriers and approximately 20,000 crossed into West Berlin. And as always with any part of German history, there's always a memorial giving you information about what happened there. So yeah, 9th of November 1989, this looks like people having a confrontation with the guards demanding to be let through. And this road is actually called Platzer des 9 November 89. Parts of the wall here as well. Look at the faces on the people. Happy, 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 very happy, happy. That's what freedom looks like. After 30 years of restrictions,